say that like that.
Hey man, hey, I'm a Ninja Turtles fan, okay? I will ooze wherever I like.
This one drink that's not even bad, you won't drink. And I'm confused. I am in anger.
Good for you guys. I don't watch a lot of movies. I go outside. Okay?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Too Many Words podcast. I am your host, Isaac William Joseph. Right next to me is...
Jordan Van Cleve, that's me.
That's right, and we are here on episode... What episode will this be?
140.
140. Really?
Yeah.
Dang, bro. We're getting real close, actually.
Yeah.
Real close to episode 150, which we plan on returning to D&D with Dean as our dungeon master. That's really fun. But hey, it is 9:40 p.m. March 23rd on a Sunday. Recorded the same night as the Watermelon Drink Gauntlet. If you have not checked that out, please do. It was really fun. Jordan's mom was there.
Yeah!
Yeah! And so, really exciting stuff. I'm going to go right into announcements. The announcements is same as it always has been as of recent, which is September 18th, Thursday night. Too Many Burgers 3. Why is it not on a weekend this time? Let me tell you, okay? This is exactly why we are advertising it for much sooner than the previous years. It's on Thursday because that's National Cheeseburger Day. All right? And I do remember, do you? People wanting to do stuff on National Cheeseburger Day. Like, people actually, like, care. Like, you know how there's national holidays every day. But, like, most of the time, people don't give a rip or even know about them. People pay attention to National Cheeseburger Day for some reason. I don't know what that says about our nation, but we're going to give the people something to do on National Cheeseburger Day. And that's go see Too Many Burgers, Too Many Words podcast live show for the third annual year, celebrating 3 whole years of podcasting. Yeah, that's right. You got me, you got Jordan, you got Sime, and Scaldstone team member friends putting everything together for a grand old night of not just live podcasting, but a movie premiere. Go check out that day, please. There's definitely more than one reason why you should go. But yes, my movie, Marketplace, my short film, will premiere at Fleur Cinema. That's the venue, at Fleur Cinema. That is going to be great. Event starts at 5. Movie starts at 7:30. It's only a 30-minute short, so your night can definitely get done at 8 p.m. Given the travel, you're in bed by 9 if that's your vibe. So
I mean, it's just in, like, Des Moines. So, like, you can really get, like, anywhere. You'll be home by no
unless
later
we
than...
want to get people coming from out of state.
That would be insane. I think that's a little ambitious for Too Many Words.
Hey, we got to stop in Madison, Wisconsin.
I guess true. We do have a lot of things good that happened before this event. That's crazy.
The only thing that's after this event is Twin Cities Con.
Yeah. So we've got Des Moines Con and MadX that'll be before this.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I don't know why you'd be checking out this episode in specific, but yeah, if you saw us at if you saw us at Des Moines Con or MadX, and you're just perusing through some episodes, we're saying it right here, right now. You're invited. Too Many Burgers 3, 5 p.m. Thursday, September 18th. Put it on your calendar before your job says no.
It really is the greatest thing that we got the date down and, like, the date and time down, like, this early, so we can push it super hard.
5 o'clock, September 18th. Yeah, I meant to let Facebook know, hey, it's actually at 5 o'clock, but you know what? I'll just do that. Whatever we do right now, it's super far notice, you know?
Yeah.
And that makes me feel good. That makes me feel really good, especially, you know, with how concerned I am with getting this movie ready right now. But yeah, also another announcement. This doesn't affect you at all, but you might feel a little bit. What's the word? Some episodes may not tackle recent events of things that we've done or did or will do because we're doing a bunch of backlog for the month of April, so we don't have to worry about doing episodes in April. Why?
What?
Why are we doing a whole backlog for April?
Because you're gonna film a movie in April.
I'm shooting the movie in April. This man somehow managed to get the entire month of April off.
I'm spending
for
all of
vacation.
my vacation days.
He's using all of his vacation days on the entire month of April. God knows why he would do such a thing. But yeah, he's doing that. He's doing that instead of, getting paid to do conventions, but it's fine. Right?
Yes, sorry. I'm checking our Instagram here.
Do we have any new followers?
I don't. No.
Did you
we
check
don't.
last recording?
No,
Did you check with the Sime recording?
I did
Okay.
because we got a live. We had a live follow
Oh,
on that.
nice.
But yeah, there's no new followers since
That's
then.
all right. After doing this for so long, I've stopped really paying attention to numbers.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really matter to me anymore.
Yeah.
Because like, we've grown at such a consistent, not consistent pace that, one day it'll just kablooey. Because that's how it always goes. Did you just not like the video that just came across your phone? Wow. Imagine not
Sorry.
liking the watermelon freaking tournament
Sorry.
video. But yeah, any other announcements?
Nah, nothing I care about talking about right now.
All right, we got a lot of special stuff for you today. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, you clicked on the link. Let's get into it. We did a lot in the last 3 days.
Do we? I mean, there's a lot
Let's
of
talk
other...
about what's in this episode real quick. Just real quick. We got a couple side quests, right? He went to Planet Comic Con.
Yeah.
I went to Wrestling Revolver. Those are our two big side quests. And then our meat and potatoes is Winter Jam 2025, baby. Ooh. But hey, Jordan, what's the word of the week?
Befog.
Befog.
Befog. To make someone feel confused, his explanation only befogged us more. Befog.
Really?
Yeah. I think they updated that app because for a long time they were just giving me the same exact words every time. And now we're like actually getting new and different words every time. It's great.
Yeah. Befog. Man. That's like putting too much mustard on your pizza, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just befog you?
There we go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just befogged you, sir. So I'm thinking, what if we got like a real soundboard to press buttons?
I want the PodTrack P8.
Here's the thing. Can we customize those?
Yes, you can customize these ones.
Here's what
I just have it.
here's what I want. Here's what I want. We do things like Winter Jam and conventions and other events all throughout the year. And sometimes we like to show what we got.
Yeah.
So I got a new soundbite idea.
Yeah.
So you've probably seen this. But there's a new John Cena meme that came from his latest promo. And he's like, what do we get? What do we get? What do we get? I really want him to just do that. I want you to press that button, and then he says that right before we do, like, hey, this is what I got at Winter Jam. What do you think?
Yeah.
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 Is that a good idea?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That
What?
was just a fun noise.
But yeah, do we want to? Oh yeah, let's open up with a segment that I feel like I haven't done in ages. What did we learn this week? Jordan.
I don't have anything else backed up. I
Is this
learned
my-
that.
Sorry, 1 second. Is this my first recording post California trip?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I gotta talk about that too. Dang. Okay, cool. Go ahead with yours.
I learned that different cons handle a lot of things differently. I think that's a big one that I learned this past week. Cause like, you know, when we went to GalaxyCon or Planet Comic Con, sorry, it seems like a lot of them were really just limiting themselves to only what was on the menu. So
1 second. Let me become a real podcaster real quick.
but like here, look. This is what the PodTrack P8 is. It's got sliders.
It looks so much more different.
Yeah.
You
You've
sure
got
that's the same brand? By Zoom. Wow.
it's the same exact like style even. It's just bigger.
We'll do that for when I move. What do you
This is something I've almost bought it like 3 times. Cuz it's half off right now.
Ooh.
It's normally $550.
Ooh.
It is $260 right now.
Ooh.
I really want it.
That might be really handy for when I do a wedding. You feel me?
Yeah. Yes, I do feel you.
Yeah.
Although it looks like this one, well, I don't know.
What does it take? Batteries?
No, it does have USB as well. I mean, this one takes batteries too. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It does.
But it does look like this one also has like wall power that you can use,
Oh yeah.
which would be actually kind of like super convenient. But yeah, and this one's got 9 sound bites that you can load up instead of 4. I should change these.
Yeah, you should. We got to think about like 4 main ones that we would use most often.
Hey Jordan, say something funny.
What if we just from the ground up just do musical numbers that take us into each segment? Hot takes, something like that.
Yeah. But that doesn't feel very podcasty anymore at that point, though. I'll admit.
I'll admit my inspiration is from a podcast, so you don't have to worry about that.
Not all podcasts are the same, okay?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I truly believe that at least 90% of podcast listeners use podcasts as background noise. And I've listened
I'd say 80, but all right.
I've listened to plenty of podcasts that were segment based. And I have developed favorite segments on those podcasts. Snap. They're talking about this. What are they going to talk about with that?
If I was more of a podcast listener, my taste would be like real talk podcasts, like people that talk.
That's what it is, yeah.
Not segments.
It's real talk on such segments, yeah.
It's not what I mean.
It takes it from disorganized to organized.
I disagree.
So it makes it disorganized.
I view it as a little bit overwhelming, a little bit too much happening in one thing here. Like I said, I would, if I was a avid podcast listener, I would listen to just like straight just conversations, like just one conversation that people are having.
Cool. That's what one podcast episode is.
Yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't like all the segments that some podcasts do. Like,
Are you aware that we already do segments and we have been for
yeah, I know.
2 years?
I
now?
know.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's like if I listen to podcasts, this probably would not be one of them.
Cool. Cool bins.
You seem really offended by that.
Well, no. I don't give a rip what you do. But what I'm saying is that I take inspiration from podcasts that are successful. And let me tell you what my experience is. Given that podcasts are mostly used for background noise, it's something that people listen to at work. It's something that people listen to while driving. It's something that people listen to pass the time. Sometimes people get lost in the sauce, right?
I didn't realize we were still talking about this.
Maybe that's why you think it's so disorganized, buddy. But anyways, if there is a musical cue,
I didn't say disorganized.
if there is a musical cue that triggers your brain to be like, oh, it brings them back into the episode.
Sure, yeah, I
It
guess.
does. Like
Yeah.
every single time.
Yeah.
There's like a psychological training on that,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah.
it's my favorite segment. Time to lock in on what they have to say. You know, it's actually how it improves retaining customers,
Sure, yeah.
retaining
Yeah,
listeners.
I can't disagree with that at all.
All right. So I think only good things can happen when we press a button and we signal what segment we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I just know I wouldn't listen to it.
That's fine. There's podcasts that are like
That's why there's so many of them. There's enough for everybody.
yeah. There's podcasts.
All sorts of tastes.
There's podcasts like Insight
Yeah.
with Chris Van Vliet, you know, where there's no segments and it is just a conversation.
That's what I like.
But that's why as Scaldstone, we'll have different podcasts.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No, honestly, like low key, like Nana, what she does, Love Pastor Debbie. That's kind of like a type of podcast I would actually listen to.
Yeah. What's your favorite episode of hers?
I haven't listened to any of it because
Oh.
as I said
What do you know?
numerous times on this episode already, I am not a podcast listener.
Well, I can speak on my very real experience of listening to podcasts
Yeah.
since I was 19.
Yes. I mean, I have listened to podcasts. I've listened to a lot of podcasts. I just don't do it very often.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You want to know what my least favorite podcast is?
What?
A podcast about podcasters.
Really?
Mhm.
Is that like the name?
No.
I don't get it then.
See, this is what. Let me get into it before I get a little bit too preachy. A lot of times, people complain about the environment of what podcasts are these days
Yeah.
because people have dropped it on us. Man, everybody just has a podcast now, huh?
Yeah. They'll let anyone have a podcast now,
Yeah,
won't they?
yeah.
Yes, they will
Tell
because
you
it's
what,
fun.
Hey, guess what? We're more consistent than 80% of people who start a podcast.
That's true. That's very true. Like
I think maybe even higher. Because they say that the average podcast lasts 7 episodes. And we're at 240. 140.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Like a lot of podcasts start off on a impulse purchase, impulse decision. Oh, I'm hilarious. My friends and I, we get together all the time and we're hilarious. We can do this. And then there's scheduling conflicts and dedication problems and consistency issues. And they're like, well, we gave that a try.
See,
So we are real podcasters.
we are taking this very seriously. We are real podcasters. I agree with that.
Here's the thing, though. The formula that doesn't work is 2 podcasters. And, oh, what are they? Oh, there's this podcast that I listen to. And they're podcasters. A podcast about 2 podcasters? Baloney. Podcasts,
I don't get it.
Podcasts used to be used to be supplementary to what you do full time. You know?
I guess yeah.
Like
But like,
that's what makes it inherently
how does a
interesting.
podcast about podcasters work? What do you talk about?
Exactly. That was the
Like,
problem.
I can't like actually like.
That was the problem. That's why it's so important to introduce who we are, you know, because like sometimes we'll get into moments like this where we're on a podcast talking about podcasting, right? But truly, that's why I run home the fact that I am a writer and I want to make movies. And if you want to join in on this super long journey that I've been on, come watch my ebbs and flows of what this is like for me on the Tuning Words podcast. You know, come watch Jordan's ebbs and flows of his life, trying this pursuit of opening a bar one day. hopefully.
Oh,
right
it'll
now,
happen.
Right now, the story is getting out of debt for both of
Yeah.
us, though. But yeah, that's the problem with quite a few podcasts where two guys come together to make a podcast, and the only thing they want to say is interesting about them is that they started a podcast. You know, there's a problem with that. There's a problem with that. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now. Pickles. Something I learned. Something I learned, and I probably already told you. Dr. Pepper is distributed by both Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. I saw a picture on my way to New Mexico, and I saw a Dr. Pepper in a Pepsi bottle and a Dr. Pepper in a Coke bottle, and both of them looked kind of familiar, but both of them, more so the Pepsi-shaped bottle, looked a little bit wrong. I'm like, what's going on here? Is someone playing a prank? Nope. Apparently, it's based on location.
Yeah. Area.
Who can distribute Dr. Pepper, you know? And more so for the Des Moines area, it's Coca-Cola, correct?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. And it's that's something very interesting. Apparently, Dr. Pepper is owned by Keurig.
Not that I know of. Maybe
Dr. Pepper's owned by somebody, and then they reach out to Coke and Pepsi to distribute. To distribute, yes.
I thought it was like 7-Up.
Really? That'd be interesting. Dr. Pepper, owned by... Jordan's on the wiki page right now.
Manufactured by Keurig Dr. Pepper.
How about that? How about that?
Manufacturer.
I wonder if Keurig bought Dr. Pepper.
I guess I can find out.
Jordan's going to find out. We're learning a lot of stuff right now in this What We Learned This Week segment.
Dr. Pepper, capital of the world.
Excuse me?
The Roanoke Valley area of Virginia is the highest sold market for Dr. Pepper.
Wow. Got to talk to Marcellus. Virginian native. Hey, man.
Oh.
Did you know that Pepsi's pretty huge over there?
It's approximately 90 miles east of the hometown of Dr. Charles T. Pepper. Interesting.
Very. But yeah, are we done with the What We Learned this week segment?
Distribution. Excuse me. Presently, Keurig Dr. Pepper relies on its own bottling group to bottle and distribute its products in more than 30 U.S. states and Canada. Coca-Cola and Pepsi have essentially stopped bottling and distributing Cadbury Schweppes products in favor of in-house alternatives, although regional exceptions can be found. All right.
Wonderful. Jordan,
What?
what are you looking for right now?
Like transaction history.
Transaction history.
Yeah.
Like who bought Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Okay. What do I say? What do you
I
want
don't
me
know,
to
keep
talk
talking.
about?
You're Isaac. You can't shut up.
You're talking for a long time. Or no, you're not talking for a long time. You're looking for a long time, sir.
Well, it takes time to read things. It's a long
You know what?
Wikipedia
You know
article.
what? I bet I can beat you. I bet I can beat you. Dr. Pepper
Well, I'm reading the
Ownership.
Wikipedia page, okay?
history. You know, some people would be like, you know what, Wikipedia is not that great. man."
Those people are actually stupid.
It was originally owned in 1885 by the Morrison's Old Corner Drugstore. Then became part of Cadbury Schweppes America's Beverage, as you have mentioned with Cadbury Schweppes. Spun off as Dr. Pepper Snapple Group, and finally merged with Keurig to become Keurig Dr. Pepper. These transactions happened in 1995 with Cadbury Schweppes, and then 2008 to Dr. Pepper Snapple Group, and then 2018 with Keurig Green Mountain acquiring it. And Yeah, and apparently in 2020, they moved to the NASDAQ ownership system.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, our listeners just learned a freaking ton about Dr. Pepper's ownership. So yeah. So I'm thinking. So I'm thinking about doing some more graphics about what the contents of our episodes are.
I was talking to Hope on the episode that we did with her. I was kind of reminiscing about the no context spoilers
Oh yeah.
that you used to do.
Mm-hmm.
I miss those. Those were great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then he started being awful at his job.
Honestly, they say that a man with many hats always stays warm, right? It's just that when you have too many hats, you kind of forget how to wear them. Yeah, at least some of them.
And how do you think I feel? I got a full-time job.
Yeah. See, I got 2 part-time jobs. I'm a podcaster. I'm a writer. I'm a director. And when you want to, make those movies come to life, you add like 12 different roles to that anyways. And then I do 100% of our graphic design.
We're working on
99% of our graphic design. We just finally got an editor to take
In
on.
training.
To take on. There's just so much stuff that goes into having not just a podcast, but a successful one. Not just a social media platform or a media platform, I should just say. Not just that, but one that you make sure is growing steadily. And just all the cons that we do year round. And then also personal dedications, funerals, birthdays, weddings, stuff like that. Things happen. And so that means I might be a little gassed when I finally have a moment to maybe make a graphic or a reel. But, sometimes in the real world, as they say, that's no excuse. You got to do your job when you got to do it. But not to say, hey, if I ever got employed to make reels, I'd never miss. Never miss. I'm just saying. Just saying. There's a number. There is a number. As Ted DiBiase always said, everybody's got a price. It's hot takes time. Oh, we could just throw that one out.
Gonna read it?
Did you read it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Read it.
Baloney.
What's it say?
I can't read it. It's not in front of me. I have it memorized,
Maybe
though.
you should.
Do you want me to say it, or do you want me to read it? What?
Just fucking say it.
Is the taser out of your hands? Ah! Stop it! Oh my gosh, you've been untrusted ever since you made that purchase. Oh my god. Stop it. Throw it away. Throw it away. Get away from here. Okay. The card hot take says it is unmanly to cry. What do you think, sir?
No. I'm a crybaby bitch. And I'm a man, and you can't take that from me, motherfucker.
Yeah. In the words of Macho Man, very loosely I try to quote, every man should be able to express every emotion he experiences. And every man, if they need to cry, is okay to cry. Real men cry. Thank you. Thank you, Jordan. But yeah, I mean, especially as the years go by, as I get older, I find myself crying over even happy things. Like, I feel like it's such a gift to cry tears of joy, especially. I grew up, I was at the age of 16 before I ever cried at a movie. And before then, I thought there was something wrong with me. I was like, like over so many years, I've heard people, oh yeah, I watched that movie, made me cry. You know, oh, I heard this woman's vows at her wedding. There was not a tear eye in sight. Like I had never been emotionally attached to moments like that until I got older, and it just comes even more and more as I get older. I even remember my dad saying something similar to like that. That he wouldn't cry at movies until he became like a dad, you know? And that's something that I didn't understand until I'm not a dad yet. And I'm not even talking about my career as an uncle. But I just do feel more sentiment in my heart as I do get older watching movies and stuff. But even when it's not tears of joy, if you got tears of sadness, let them out. Okay? I've dated emotionally unavailable women. All right? Who keep that crap on lock. Emotions on
bottled up.
lock. All right? And there's bad stuff that happens when you keep your emotions on lock. All right? Because there's that John Mulaney joke where, yeah, Irish men, yeah, they keep their emotions bottled up right here until one day they die, right? And that's just not how I believe people should operate ever. People take an example of like a shook up soda can. And every time you get angry, you're a soda can that gets shaken. And shaken, and shaken, and shaken, until one day you pop off. You finally see it appropriate to let it go.
I mean, usually if you let it sit, it settles and it doesn't do that.
Yeah, but that's the end of the freaking comparison anyways. All
I
I'm
don't think that
saying
comparison really works.
is that to be emotionally available, to be emotionally mature, to have that freedom and not hang it over your head that men or women aren't supposed to do blank is incorrect. Please be good to yourself, and letting some tears out is on that list of being good to yourself. Thank you. Next question. Who gave you a text? Who texted you?
Vinny Cataldo.
Vinny Cataldo says you should. Nice. Moving on. What's our next segment?
Get them lips wet.
I'm going to put an entire bag of jelly beans in your butt.
Thank you, Sam.
New segment.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, Jordan.
Oh, happy birthday, Simon. Enjoy your work. Enjoy your job. Yeah. Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
I was rubbing
Yeah.
my mustache.
Stop touching your face. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. And you think this is organized?
Yeah.
Okay. You're a nitwit. Hey, brother. How was work?
It was great.
Awesome.
Fastest shift of my life.
Yeah. I like that gig. Some people say I do have that gig.
Yes.
Some people think I do nothing for a living.
Yes.
They're so silly.
Silly.
What's our next segment?
Get them lips wet.
Uh-oh. Do we have a Get Them Lips Wet?
My spit.
How about this?
1 out of 10. Tastes like me.
Our Get Them Lips Wet segment is episode 139, the episode that is before this week, because it just so happens to be recorded on the same exact night that we did the entire watermelon drink tournament, where we got them lips wet on how many cans?
A lot.
A lot of different occasions. So that's a whole episode's worth of Get Them Lips Wet. Come back to here right now with the timestamp of something minutes, and we'll be all right. Thank you. Skipping that for now. But hey,
Fancers?
it's
I don't think
time-
we have one.
It's time for
We gotta make sure we ask one this episode.
answers.
I don't, because I think we did the last one we did.
What?
I think we went over the last one that we asked already.
Oh, like on one of the recordings that you did without me?
No,
You didn't do any fancers for those episodes.
no.
Okay.
That's an Isaac thing. I don't know how
That's
to do
an
that.
Isaac thing.
Mostly because like you post it on your own account and you get a
'cause
bunch of answers there,
It gets more traction.
and like I don't get that level
All
of
right.
traction.
So the last time you recorded with me, we asked a very awesome question.
What was it?
Simple question for my friends: what's the best cheese you've ever had?
Pretty sure we went over that. Yeah.
You went over that without me.
No, you went over that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I remember it because I was sitting on this couch, man.
What were we doing? Eating cheese? Because if we were eating cheese, I guarantee you we asked it on that episode.
No, we weren't eating cheese.
Sir?
Frank, go, do it,
Sir?
do it.
If anything, we have more answers. So, what's the best cheese you've ever had? You ready?
Oh wait, I did do this one.
You did a fancers without me, and you didn't bother to text, hey, we just used the last fancers. Ask another question.
That's right. I did this one on the Too Many Simes episode.
I'm going to kill him.
That's why I remember doing it.
I'm going to kill him.
I was still sitting on the couch. It was fun. It was good. It was good. We can still do it though if you want.
This is why I say the joke. Hey, I may not be at Twin Cities Con this year. Do you think you can handle it? Oh, I can do it up to the Jordan standard. Okay, I guess I'm going to be at Twin Cities Con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, like honestly, if we're boothing at a convention, it'll be a lot different. Cause like I'll put my big boy shoes on and I will tell people to go do things.
Okay. So, what's a good question to ask to
But
maybe
you know,
come back?
nothing got done at Planet Comic Con because
It's okay. We got a California trip to talk about. We got a Kansas City trip to talk about. We got a Winter Jam concert to talk about. We got a wrestling show to talk about.
Yeah.
The people will live on if we skip fancers for this week. But what is something that we should ask the good people tonight to answer then next week? Or, yeah, next on Wednesday. We'll ask. We'll answer these on Wednesday.
yeah,
What's a good question?
I have nothing.
Well, we'll probably have a better idea when we actually get to the part where we ask, what's the question of this episode?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So does that take us to side quests? Yeah. Side quests. So the only thing that Jordan and I did together, out of all the stuff that we did, was Winter Jam.
And only barely.
So that is our meat and potatoes for this episode. But we've done a lot of things on the side.
I'll go first.
Yes, you go first.
Because mine's a lot shorter than yours.
Oh, well, maybe I share one thing, and then you share yours, and then I'll share my other things to have some back and forth.
You and your back and forth bullshit.
Bad podcast.
I just don't want to talk anymore, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, then let me give you
My
a break.
voice hurts.
Let me give you a break, baby girl. Okay. So, I went to California for technically the first time in my life. I say technically because the first time I ever went, I was 2 years old, and I don't remember whack, right? The first, oh gosh, I went to California on 2 separate occasions, and it's because someone was dying. God. Okay. Yeah. My great grandmother was on her deathbed in the hospital 23 years ago. And I apparently went and saw her. But, Yeah, that was the first time I went to California. This time in California, we were burying my great grandparents on my father's side. Rest in peace, Mama Lo and Papa Ed. You guys are so loving. You guys are so special. You meant a whole lot to a whole lot of people. And I hope to see you another day. But, yeah, we buried my great grandparents in L.A. I forget exactly where, but somewhere west of Burbank, northwest of Burbank, L.A. And I'll tell you what, the way I explain it, it's in terms of being important, in terms of being special, in terms of all the good things, it was good. But am I going to come back and say, oh, I saw this and it was on the GTA 5 map? I'm not going to say that because I didn't experience that. What people see as LA, I didn't experience anything of that. So don't set your expectations for that. How I describe it when it comes to, I don't know, sightseeing in California is often how I explain my first time in Minnesota. And my first time in Minnesota was a show choir competition. And I technically don't count that as to going to Minnesota because the only thing I saw in Minnesota was a highway and a high school. And then we went back home. So this time for California, we checked into our hotel, went to a cemetery, went back to the hotel. I flew back home. And so that's just how that was. But there's a lot of things I could talk about that I should not talk about on the podcast.
Why?
So I won't. That's a post-podcast conversation, baby girl.
Can you tell me, like, why, though?
No.
Okay.
No, sirree. But I'll tell you what, every single time, it's a bittersweet kind of thing because I've seen my Lingelbach cousins a total of 3 times now. And on 2 occasions, it's because someone passed, right? You ever have family that you only see because someone passed?
Not really.
Not really? Yeah, most of y'all are in Iowa. Yeah.
And the
Or
ones
at
that
least
aren't,
the Midwest, yeah.
the ones that aren't visit,
Yeah.
like, a lot.
Yeah, I was an adult until I saw most of my dad's side, to be honest, which is crazy to think about, honestly. Because, yeah, I don't have a lot of immediate cousins that live in Iowa, mostly because my dad, he has 2 sisters. Only one of them had kids. And the other one does not, obviously. But I'm 10 years older than my one cousin, Alexis. Love Alexis. She's great. She does Lexi Kitty Gaming for Scaldstone Gaming. We need to get her files. But as great as she is, my
You were
only...
supposed to give me her contact info so I could contact her. but-
I think there's some complications with that. She's like, I sent them to the folder. I cannot find what folder we're talking about, but maybe that's something that you can look at on
Maybe,
my
yeah.
personal Gmails. But when it comes to cousins that are my age, 20s, so much more things that we can relate to. I got ones in Florida, I got one in New York, and the others are in California. And so they're about as far away from me as possible, hitting 3 out of the 4 corners of the United States. I guess I got to move to Seattle, Jordan, so all cousins can just pin down the map, But for real, it's always so good to see them. It's weird. I've been really, really trying to practice different types of love and experience those types of love for what they are. You know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
Because, like, given how I was brought up, the only type of love that I was looking for was a girlfriend. You know, an intimate type of love. But, like, since becoming a uncle, per se, maybe that was the start of it 5 years ago. And now being a little bit more, what's it called?
Mature.
Not that. That too, but not that. Intentional. A little bit more intentional, taking on the role of a loving son, of a loving friend, of a loving brother and cousin. Things are just a little bit different. Because, like, the only type of love I ever practiced involved smooching, you know? And being so new to approaching healthier paths of love, it feels awkward. Only at first, having intense loving emotions for your cousins, because this ain't Alabama, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, am I allowed to feel this way? Yes, because that's what love is supposed to feel like, okay? It's not, oh, this one's my girlfriend, and that's the only love you pay attention to. No, there's different types of love in your life, which is family and friends, which is something that I didn't really focus on growing up, unfortunately. But yeah, love my cousins to death, really. And it's good to know that I can go to 3 of the 4 corners of the map and I have a place to stay without any questions asked. Like Survivor Series. Yeah, baby. If Survivor Series is during Twin Cities Con, what are you going to do?
That's a bridge we'll cross when we get to it.
All right. Cool bins.
Benz? Mercedes?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Cool, yeah.
Mercedes.
But yeah, we drove to California.
From where?
I want to say, okay, so the funeral was in Arizona. And the burial was in California.
What?
They bought a plot in California. But they
Why?
But they stayed in Arizona. Why?
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of other descendants in that exact cemetery, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean ancestors?
Papa's older sister is buried there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. She died before she was 1.
That's sad.
Yeah, I think she got... What's the real-life version of the SUDS?
Huh? What?
She got some sort of disease as a baby.
Polio?
Something like that. I gotta talk
Pneumonia?
to Papa. But yeah, she died.
Tuberculosis?
Her name was Karen Lingelbach. And yeah. Even though my papa has taken on the oldest persona, he was not the first. And yeah, he's got an older sister that he's never met, unfortunately. One day we'll meet them. But
Yeah.
Also, Gigi is buried there. Gigi stands for great grandma.
Yeah.
And Gigi was my papa's grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that might be the woman that I actually met when I was 2 in California for the first time. I don't remember. I don't remember any of it. I'm so detached from the rest of this part of the family, and it frustrates me sometimes, you know? But I'm glad that I do get to meet all of them now in my adulthood. And, you know, I'm working hard to be blessed enough. You know, I talked to Brett about this too. Working hard to be blessed enough to eventually one day be like, hey, Brett, you want to hang out this weekend? And then I just go to California, you know? Something like that.
Private jet.
Hey, Troy, you want to hang out? Can I go see your show? And then I go to New York for a weekend, you know? Stuff like that. What the freak are you watching, dog?
I don't know. I
Did you just
scrolled
watch
there.
Patrick Starr undress? What the freak?
Did I? I didn't see it. So
All right. Take a look at Jordan. Always on his phone during podcasting. Always. Always. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about.
I'm looking at you right now. Look
I
at
don't know
that.
what it is about
That's
him.
you.
Besides the forehead wrinkles, that man looks nothing like me.
That looks exactly like you. What are you talking about? Look at that beard, that nose, those eyes.
All right, whatever. And so yeah, that was something that I've done. We drove through New Mexico, through Kansas, through Arizona, and to Cali, and I flew back by myself for the first time ever. Did you know that?
I did not know you were by yourself.
I flew by myself back home.
Really?
Have
I
you
guess
ever-
that makes sense because Nana and Papa didn't get back till like 2 days later.
Have you ever done that?
I've never flown, dog. You know that.
I want you to know, it's a different level of nervousness flying by yourself.
I don't think I'd be nervous at all.
You don't think so?
No.
There's
I'm
a lot
actually,
of
like,
bad stuff that
super-
can happen flying. I want you
I'm
to
actually
know.
like super confident in like airplanes. Like really.
How do you know that?
Because statistically they're the safest way to travel.
But you've never flown before.
Yeah. But like statistics, man.
Sure, if numbers are good enough for you, but still, that's not. I'm not even talking about the crash. I'm talking about the whole process. You gotta go make sure you're checked in. You gotta get through TSA. You gotta find your gate. You gotta make sure that your bags are checked in if they're too big. You gotta make sure you have the right amount of carry-ons. You gotta make sure that you know where those carry-ons are when you're getting off.
If
the
I'm
plane.
flying, I'm only taking one thing with me, and it's just one suitcase.
Cool. There's a lot. There's a lot that can happen that is bad in the whole process of it.
Sure. I don't know. That's flying is not something like I know I've never done it. Sure. But like it's never worried me. I don't think I'd be stressed about it at all.
All right.
I'm pretty confident in that, honestly.
All right. I will say that I had a pretty awesome time flying by myself.
Nice.
Like, not worried about sitting next to family if there's like spots available to sit next to family. Not worried about watching other people's bags. You know, it was just me and my suitcase and my backpack. And, you know, I had a 5-hour layover. I was chilling in St. Louis by myself the whole time. And, yeah, it was just the Isaac show for those 5 hours, you know.
You could have recorded a podcast.
Honestly, I could have.
That's
You know, I think Oliver made that joke too.
funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I've gained full confidence that I can just travel on my own now. The only thing I have not conquered is trains. I'd love to try. I'd love to just travel on a train.
I've been on trains. I've been on interstate buses. I've been on plenty of boats.
How is trains less safe statistically than planes?
I don't know.
Because, like, I guarantee you, whatever a train runs into, it's going through it. You know?
I guess it's true. But
Like,
that's
I would definitely feel the most safe on a train.
that's the thing. That's the thing everyone says. That's an actual statistic is that flying is the safest form of travel.
That's very interesting. Because, like, cowboys don't rob trains anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was taking a train in, like, I don't know, whatever I'm going to say is probably, like, racist. But if I took a train in the Middle East, maybe I'd be a little bit nervous, you know? But, like, if I'm just taking a train to, like, California, I see nothing wrong with that. I feel like the only
I don't see
flaw,
anything wrong with it either.
I think the only flaw traveling via train is time consumption. What do you think?
Yeah.
Because like Mason wants to go to Survivor Series with me, but he's never flown before, and he's actually really scared to do it. He's like, I want to take a train. My only issue is that that would require like
Extra
at
time.
least. Oh yeah, we've talked about this.
An extra 2 days
Yeah,
on
like
both
at
sides.
least an extra 2 days that I would have to take away from my life in Iowa, you know, and who knows what kind of jobs and dedications I'll have in November, you know, and so it's whatever. But yeah, as always, I'm long-winded. What's your side quest, Jordan? Oh my god, what you get? What you
Almost
do?
right.
What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Right?
Yeah,
Jordan probably got. Oh, he went to the bathroom. What the freak? He burped in the bathroom. Bro, that is not where I thought you were going. Now he's blowing his nose in the bathroom. I seriously, I co-host with either the worst or the best podcaster in the world. I don't know which, but yeah, I don't know, bro. What are you doing? This man just made like a stop at the bathroom on his way to his bedroom to grab the thing that I know he's gonna grab, because he went to Planet Comic Con in Kansas City, Missouri, and he's gonna tell us all about it when he comes back in 2 to 3 business days, because I still don't see him yet. I'm just gonna keep talking, I guess. But yeah, he saw our old friend Mike Kingston. He's been on the podcast twice now, and has been on a total of 3 different pieces of media for Scald Stone. But yeah, shout out to Mike Kingston, also known as the 3rd most famous Kingston in the wrestling world.
Really?
Yep.
Kofi Kingston?
Eddie Kingston,
I don't know who that one is.
Michael Kingston.
Okay,
word's not
so throwback to Too Many Christmases, episode 1. Right? Too Many Christmases, number 1, I should say. Right? Me and Isaac exchanged gifts. Isaac, what did you get?
What did I do? What did I get?
What'd you get for Too Many Christmases 1?
Oh, that's a good question. What
You really don't remember?
Oh yeah,
that makes me feel bad.
He got me a bunch of steak, and honestly, that was pretty rad. I wouldn't hate you doing that again.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
I don't think I could either. But yeah, he got me a bunch of steak.
But
and that was
Isaac,
nice.
what did I get? What did you get me?
Well, I got you a box of cereal.
You did give me a box of cereal that was remarkably sealed to look unopened, and it was incredibly convincing.
Yeah, I had.
But
super
what
glitter.
was actually inside the box of cereal?
License plate?
A license plate? What did that license plate
It
say?
said "out of time."
What
baby.
was it a replica of?
The license plate on the DeLorean from the Back to the Future movies, good sir. And
As
he's
Isaac
got
said,
it here today.
I do have it here today. As Isaac said, I went to Planet Comic Con. One of the guests there was a great Christopher Lloyd.
Ooh, that is
And
truly.
we got it autographed.
Ooh. Yeah, show it on this camera just in case. Oh, beautiful. He comes from a generation where you could still read their signature.
Yes.
That is so special, bro. Because that is a co-star on your favorite movie ever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
That's like me getting a bar of soap signed by Ed Norton.
I was I was gonna more closely akin it to like getting the mask signed by the guy that made it, but you know, the Fiend mask.
Oh, by Jason Baker.
Yeah.
That one's special too. That is definitely a grail immediately.
Oh yeah, this is immediately one of my most prized
Yeah.
possessions.
If I was there, I would have gotten the Too Many Burgers 2 poster signed. That would have been
I really
That
wanted
would've
to.
been-
I
that
would
would've been
have
special.
if I had one. I would have.
that would have went to the Too Many Words Wall of Fame, baby.
Yeah.
But this is still Too Many Words Hall of Fame level, because he got it on the Too Many Words podcast and is now sharing it with us on the Too Many Words podcast. So
Yes.
still applicable.
Thank you, Christopher Lloyd. Thank you, Mr. Christopher.
You're totally not going to watch this, but
I know, but our interaction was very short and sweet, very, very quiet. But there's a lot of things I would have wanted to say to you, but there was a big line, and I didn't want to hold anything up. So it just thank you for being part of a film that changed my life forever. So
Can I ask how it changed your life?
it so I discovered Back to the Future. When did I discover it? Honestly,
Back in 1985.
I guess I kind of always knew about it because, like, it's Back to the Future, right?
Of course.
It's one of the most famous movies in the world.
Yes, sir.
I could have taken that to have him sign it. That would have been funny.
Yeah, the ink would have wiped off immediately, given the
Yeah,
material.
maybe. I would have never watched it again.
True.
Never used it again, but I think it really helps me express, or not necessarily express, but maybe discover some of my creativity and passion for things in a period of my life where I wasn't really super active in that, and I didn't, have that sort of. I guess I don't really know what words to use there. I mean,
What did you take from the movie that you applied to your life?
that there's a cool car in it that I really want to get now.
Yeah, it's the Toyota pickup.
That's that guy. It's more like your actions have consequences. No matter what your intentions are, whether they be good or bad, your actions will have consequences, and they will be lasting. There will be lasting effects, and that's something I do truly live by nowadays. I try to really think out a lot of my actions sometimes. Sometimes I don't, and that's when I'm, usually blinded by rage, really angry, and I then proceed to think about that, and I get really upset at myself. But yeah.
Our basement goblin is insulting people.
I don't think they'll be able to hear it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that was really special. What else did you do in Planet Comic Con?
That was it.
Well, you talked to Mike
I did talk to Mike.
What
I
y'all
did
talk
talk
about?
to Mike about a bunch.
about a bunch. Nice.
No, I meant to just say a bunch. I didn't. We didn't really talk about a lot. I just mostly talked about how he was doing, how his business was doing. He did pretty good. He hit like every goal that he set out for himself.
Yeah, I saw him on Facebook. He's really celebrating about that weekend.
Yeah.
Really good for him.
I think he sold all of the books that he had maybe by the end of the day. I don't know. He only had. I think he started out with like 30 of his like the books he co-wrote with the wrestlers, the white cover ones.
Hell yeah.
Don't quote me on that number. I don't know for sure, but I think when I left, he only had 5 left,
Nice.
and it was 2 of I think book number 2 and 3 of book number 3.
Nice.
So yeah,
I've got book number 1. Or no, I got book number 2. Yeah. I got book number 2.
he had some of book number 1. I think he had 3 left when I spoke to him on Saturday, and I'm pretty sure those were gone probably by the end of Saturday.
That's real special.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We love Mike. Mike is great.
Yeah,
Real
it's
friend
a-
of us. Real friend of the pod.
There's a Pro Mike Kingston podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. Love that dude. So you really didn't do much.
I met up with Vinny. Mostly walked around a little bit with Vinny. I was trying to be like, hey, we should probably do something, but just didn't end up happening. He was feeling a bit under the weather, so I think that attributed to that.
Yeah.
But and then met up with Ben Yetter. He's always a cool dude. He was there with his family.
Yes, sir.
He bought me a bottle of water. That was really cool. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I went
Did you feel like you were third wheeling?
a little bit, maybe a lot of bit. So I saw Ben and Vinny on Saturday, And at the end of the day, Saturday, I went to my aunt Barb's house. My great aunt Barb. That's my grandfather's sister, his youngest sister. And that was fun. She was actually asleep when I got there, but there was a lot of stuff going on, so she actually ended up waking up, and I was able to see her before I had to leave, and I was very appreciative of that. I was very appreciative to see all these family members that I hadn't seen in probably close to 20 years.
This man just told me that he doesn't have any family that he never sees.
Well, that's the thing.
Get a little load of this guy.
That's the thing. Like they're one of those family members that's a little bit disconnected. A lot of my grandpa's family is. After my great grandmother passed away, a lot of that family just kind of stopped keeping in touch. But my grandpa is starting to be more active with that side of the family and visiting them more often. So it is nice. I was very, very thankful to have the opportunity to see them. It was good. I will look back on that and cherish it.
Good. You should find more things to do in Kansas City. You know what's crazy? You know what made me upset?
What?
On our drive to Arizona,
Yeah.
we went through Kansas City, and you probably saw them. Planet Comic Con billboards.
I did not, actually.
I saw 2 Planet Comic Con billboards going through Kansas City after I had already made the decision that I was not going. And I'm like, man, if only I had some money.
I ended up spending way more money than I actually should have. I
it's
should
okay.
not have done that. Like, I am gonna, like it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing.
Yeah, we expected you to spend more than you should have.
I honestly don't know when I'm gonna do it. Truthfully,
You'll figure it out, like we
I
always
will.
do.
I guess.
We always figure it out.
But yeah, okay, good job. Like I was looking for the billboards because Jacob said that he saw billboards.
Sorry, I just ruined
Jesus.
everything. Sorry, sometimes you
Um,
pull an arm out of its socket.
And then like I was driving down there and I didn't see a damn one.
Really?
I think they must have pulled them all by Saturday.
Maybe they didn't want to pay that lease on the daily.
I guess. Which was crazy to me. But yeah, that was, and then I spent the night at my Aunt Barb's, and that was pretty good, pretty fun. I really enjoyed that. And then I went back to the con. Christopher Lloyd had a really long line, so I sat down at a table for 20 minutes, and my mom thought I died because the convention center goes right over the interstate, and I was right over the interstate. Like it's like it goes over it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I was just sitting there in the middle of the interstate on Life 360, and my mom was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yes,
Thought
Mom."
you were gonna jump.
And it was just goofy. But I sat there for a while, and then I was like, "All right, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna stand in the line." It was in line for like an hour, maybe a little longer than that.
Yeah.
Because he had photo ops in the middle of the line. Like,
Well, I'm sure.
yeah. But yeah, it was a great experience. I'm very happy to have done that. Very happy to have this. This means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And yeah. No, I just
So
gotta,
he didn't think much of the license plate, huh?
he looked at, when he was looking at, he was smiling a lot.
Nice.
So I don't know. He just had a kind of unique experiences right before me. There was these 2 guys, and one of them was I guess children's book writer that finally gotten his book published and stuff, and he gave him a book.
That's cool.
It was cool. I was pretty happy about that. And that was a pretty unique experience. But also, you could tell this guy's old. He's just.
Hey Siri, how old is Christopher Lloyd? 86.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. He was riding a scooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really do hope he has another, like a much longer and fruitful and wonderful life still. He deserves it. He's brought joy and happiness to so many people, and not just in Back to the Future, but in so many other things. My Favorite Martian. You remember that?
Nope.
I think it was a Disney movie from like way back in the day. Cyber Chase.
Really?
Yeah,
Was he the bad guy?
Yeah, he's the bad guy. Really? Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's one of the big ones for me, and I'm incredibly like fulfilled to have this signature on this license plate. And I gotta get Michael J. Fox's somehow.
Yeah.
I'll just donate like $10,000 to the Michael J. Fox Foundation and ask for a signature. What?
Oh, I'm just looking at My Favorite Martian stuff.
Oh.
He's not on the cast.
Is that what it's called?
My Favorite Martian? Or the first Martian?
Let's see.
Sir.
See. What? It's not the first Martian.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. But I don't see him. Was he like
Oh, that's a TV series. It's not that. It's a movie. It's My Favorite Martian. 1999.
Okay. My Favorite Martian movie. Disney movie.
Yeah. It's got Jeff Daniels in it. Christopher Lloyd. Elizabeth Hurley. Wallace Shawn. He's everyone knows him.
He looks quite young in this.
Yeah. Like I said, 99.
I guess he was posed as an old man in Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaac, what else did you do this past weekend?
Yes, so while he was kicking it at Kansas City, I was surprisingly able to make it to the last Revolver show. And, you know, Revolver is always wild. But yeah, I didn't know I was making it to this one. This one, it was a little bit complicated to make it happen this time around. But it was fun. It was fun, as always. You could tell that they were prepared for a smaller outcome this time. I don't know why. But yeah, there was less chairs set up and stuff like that. But it was still a damn good show. Because, yeah, I was scheduled till midnight that day. And I got done at 6 o'clock, 6 hours early. So, yeah, I was like, hey, coworker, can you drop me off? Not at home, but here. And he's like, sure. Yeah, why not? And, yeah, I got there before some of my friends that knew they were going for months got there. And that was fun. I wish I went about it differently because, given my expectations of not being able to go there, I passed up multiple ways I could have gotten in for free, and I ended up paying. But you know, I don't really feel bad because like every dollar I give to the show is a dollar supporting my favorite independent show, which is Revolver, because they really know how to do stuff over there. Like really, people are saying that it should be recognized as one of the major independents, kind of like GCW. Like it should really, really, really be up there with other independent shows like that. But yeah, as Santino Marella was there as the GM for the night, and that was pretty special. He talked about how he met the love of his life and the love of his life, her father moved to, as he says, Des Moines. And you know what? I'll probably just post the story that he shared because he talked about, getting laid in Des Moines a lot. But it was good. It was good. You saw Ace Austin, and I always love talking and getting a picture with Alpha Sigma Sigma, which is just these frat dudes who were originally heels because, every frat dude is insufferable.
Not anymore. Frat dudes are lovable creatures nowadays.
But they did turn face a couple shows ago, and I'm really glad. I'm really glad that they're getting the support that they deserve, the hype that they deserve. Dick Myers, Brent Oakley, Casey Jacobs, y'all keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna be
Dick Myers.
Mm-hmm.
Is his middle name Ad?
You did not hit pause on your podcast. Sorry. Sorry. Pardon my co-host here. He doesn't know what he's doing. But
Yes, I do.
yeah, I saw BDE for the first time. Brandon.
Big dog energy.
He's one of the biggest wrestling world.
Is that his
YouTubers.
actual name?
Brandon.
BDE.
He goes by BDE. I don't know if that's his initials or anything, but he goes by BDE.
Big dog energy. Sorry.
But yeah, when it comes, like, if you ask someone to put their YouTube, wrestling themed YouTubers on like a Mount Rushmore, he's one of them. He's got a huge following, and he's starting to wrestle now, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, Brandon Collymore actually. So that's not his initials, but that's Brandon right there.
Pink.
What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? So, yeah, bro, so much good has happened for Mason because his boss is the brother of Sami Callihan.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
Sami Callihan is the owner of Wrestling Revolver, and so he's gotten a lot of favors. Mason got second row tickets for free.
Nice.
Yeah. And he proceeded to pick the worst second row tickets out of everybody. But he did. And
Is that why you were so close?
yes. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And I got some pretty good pictures. But
A round of applause for Mason.
and he's been able to pull a few strings just because he works so closely in relation to Sami Callihan. There was this one wrestler that bent a steel chair seat because he got slammed on it. And after the show, Mason asked Sami, "Hey, can I get that chair?" And Sami's like, "If you can find it, you can have it." And Mason has a bent up steel chair that he gets to take home, and he got half the roster to sign it.
This guy.
Yeah. Yeah. This man is the epitome of you don't know unless you ask.
Yeah,
Because-
that's kind of what he's always been like.
Yeah. He really has.
Mason really do be living his best life right now. Like, actually?
Because, like, growing up, I swear he's asked a lot of things that I felt were out of pocket
Yep.
or invasive. But, it's been working out for him lately. It really. There's this one wrestler that wears, like, these cool sunglasses. They're not Oakleys.
Yeah.
But they're, like, close to Oakleys, right? And Mason jokingly comes up to him. He's like, "How much for those sunglasses off your face?" And he's just like, "You can have them."
Okay.
Like, for real. And, as much as I wish that I was Mason in those moments, and only those moments, I really am proud of him. Because, like, I was texting him today. I was like, I feel like something really special can be had for you in this circle. something. He's like, I do too, bro. I think so too. He said, I want to be a wrestler. Right? And, you know,
He also wants to make music right now.
Mason doesn't really know what he wants to do with his life, which is why he'll say things like, I want to be a wrestler, just weeks after he says, I want to be a country music artist. You know, he's still figuring it out. You know, and some people, they don't really figure it out until their 40s, and then they strike gold, you know. But I think that's really happening for Mason, and I'm really proud of him. And, you know, maybe, just maybe, he can make enough connections. And, you know, he's got 2 kids, so it's automatically a little bit harder for him. But if he can figure it out, he could start wrestling.
Yeah.
And I would support him in that. I would set up events for him. Oh, man. But, yeah, it's really cool to see stuff like that. Because, like, Vinny, you know, Vinny has, like, a steel chair on his wall.
Yeah.
Ever since then, I've wanted a steel chair signed by a bunch of wrestlers on my wall. And then Mason goes and does that, and that chair saw some action, you know? And I'm like, dang. Like, I probably wouldn't take a bent-up steel chair, though, because I kind of want it to be flush with the wall whenever I get it. But still, Mason's doing some pretty cool stuff at Revolver, and I'm really happy for him.
He's got a door.
He's got pieces of door, yes. And, yeah, I'd love to see where he keeps all this stuff. He's collected some of the weirdest stuff. He's had wrestlers sign the weirdest stuff. You know, it's fun. It's fun. He blends right in with all those wrestling fans. But I'm really glad. I actually talked to a couple wrestlers. I was like, hey, I work in events. I do set up and tear down all the time. How does Sami Callihan feel about volunteer set up and tear down guys? And he's like, he'd probably love it, actually. I'm like, when do you think I should show up to do that? He's like, day of, about noon, you know. Shake some hands, keep your face, you know. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so I'm thinking about doing that.
That could be fun.
I think that really could be fun. That'd be really cool. Because, like, you know, as often as I go back and forth on it, I don't think I'd ever be a wrestler.
Yeah.
I'd love to learn how to wrestle, you know, but I don't think I'd ever take a serious route in wrestling. Mostly because I really believe in myself in some other avenues, you know,
Yeah.
like director and writer.
I fully believe you could be a writer for WWE or something like that someday.
I appreciate that.
Like,
I appreciate that.
a lot of writers do a lot of different writing things at the same time. So
Yeah. But yeah, that night was special. Let's see. Talked with Crash. That's always fun. Homie finally got his face on a banner. Woo!
nice.
So I talked to Joe Knapp. You know who Joe Knapp is? He's the Hat Trick Breaks guy. So Joe has made some serious connections. And he'll occasionally bring a celebrity status pro wrestler to those shows.
Okay.
Like he's the reason why Santino Marella was there.
Okay. Don't know who that is.
He's
but
the
okay.
reason why Shelton Benjamin was there. Right?
Okay.
He's the reason why Vinny got to interview RVD for free.
Okay.
Yeah. It's getting more real for you, huh?
I guess yeah.
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 And Joe had noticed how well the editing was on some of these One Good Questions. He's like, you think you could do that for me? I'm like, absolutely. And so I really think that if I asked last night, I could have done One Good Question with Santino Marella. And that would have been really cool.
Why didn't you?
And if I can do commercials for Hat Trick Breaks, if I can do promotions for Hat Trick Breaks in exchange for meeting really cool people for free and being a journalist with real cool people for free, that would be the start of something, man. That would be the start. Yeah, really special. Because I walked up to him. I was like, hey, man, I'm still really interested in doing some stuff for you. And he's like, still very open to that, too. And so, yeah. You see, I hate the fact that Revolver has started to become kind of like almost like a stressful event.
Really?
Because I'm half a fan, and in my mind, I'm half working. Because the more and more Revolver shows I go to, the more and more small connections I make. Like, there's actually quite a few wrestlers on that card that follow me on Instagram. And I'm really proud of that. And
Matt Cardona is gonna be begging for us. To
no,
interview him
he's
someday.
not.
Someday he's gonna
No,
be like,
he's not.
dude, please interview me.
No.
Please. I need this famous people interview. Ooh.
No, he's not. By the time we get big, he's probably going to be retired.
Exactly. He's gonna be retired and he's gonna be like not making any more money. He's gonna be like, fuck, I need more money. He's got to get relevant again.
Stop it. It's things like that that'll make him sour and be like, oh, yeah? I can hold a grudge the rest of my retirement. Shoot. But yeah, Revolver, 10 out
That
of
was
10.
great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great event for you. I'm happy that you were able to go.
Yeah, man, I got body slammed a foot away from me. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
A bunch of people
Literally.
actually got
Yeah.
like fucked up, like really close to you.
Yeah. Dude, like Matthew Palmer literally grabbed my thigh to get out of to get away from Rich Swann. Oh man, it's so cool. So cool. So fun. Man, I could have done one good question with Rich Swann.
Yeah. I don't
Both
know why you
Matthew
didn't.
Palmer and Rich Swann followed me on Instagram out of freaking
Why
nowhere.
didn't you do anything like any of it there? You usually do, don't you?
Every single time. It's probably the same thing that Vinny ran into with you. Every single time I'm at a constant battle internally where it's, oh, I can do stuff for the podcast and I can do stuff for One Good Question and I can do this stuff because I'm a journalist, you know?
I mean, like you can do it after the event.
And then the other hand is, does it seem like I'm mooching off them? Does it seem like I'm a hindrance to them? Would it bother them? You know, because like the hardest part about what we do is that I never want it to seem like someone is just content to me.
Yeah.
Because nobody is just content to me. That like I will interview people that I actually genuinely find fascinating. I will interview people that I care about. I will interview people that have touched my heart in some sort of way or measure. Or I will interview people that I think are just a genuinely awesome person. I'm never going to do One Good Question for people that's like, whatever. It's content. It's numbers. You know, it's someone means a lot to me. They're interesting enough to me. Let's go pick their brain a little bit. You know, that's how I am.
Okay.
And so I constantly have that fear of, I don't want to rub this person the wrong way.
Yes, fair enough.
I don't want
fair
to be
enough.
like, thank you, goodbye. You
Fair
know?
enough. Yeah.
And I also, you know, everybody's time is important. You know, even our time. We're counting the minutes till midnight when we have to wake up at 7 tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're at an hour and 30 minutes already, and you won't shut up. I keep like trying to.
Don't worry, I'm almost done with Revolver.
You're not done already?
I'm done with Revolver.
Thank you.
10 out of 10 show.
Okay. What did we do together?
We live together. You did not pause your podcast. Sorry.
I just looked at the audio recording disappointingly.
Oh. Nice.
Because you disappointed me
Why?
with a disappointing joke.
Did we not live together? Are you kicking me out?
Yeah, get the fuck out. What did we do together? That's what I said. Kinda. We only kinda did it together.
We did Winter Jam 2025 together.
Yes, we did.
This will be the third time we've talked about Winter Jam on the podcast.
Yep. Yep.
How do we want to start this?
Well, let's start from the beginning. How did our day start?
We want to go that far back?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
the whole thing.
I took a shower
You took a shower?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you take a shower?
because I was stinky.
You were stinky. Well, while he was taking a shower, I had already taken a shower.
These are amazing parts of this story, guys. Okay, you have
And
to hear that we took a shower.
So while he took a shower, I went to my grandma's to go pick up my sister, and my mom and sister weren't there, and I got upset because they weren't there. I told my mom I was gonna pick her up as early as I possibly could, and then I told her that the show starts at 3, and she, for some reason, understood that I'm gonna be there at 3.
That's late.
Yeah. So she didn't get there till 11:30,
Okay.
and I was
What was she
upset.
possibly doing that early?
She was at Abe's house.
Okay.
She had, I guess, spent the night there. But anyways, I went to go pick up my sister. And then I went and got gas. And then I went back here to pick up this fucking guy. You know, this guy right here. Love him. Love him and his big beard and his fancy new glasses.
Thank you.
I love you.
Love you too.
Mwah. What did we do after that? We went to Walmart and I got new pants. These are one of them.
Do we really need to talk about these parts?
Yes, I like talking about my day. Okay, man?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I know you find me insufferable, especially when I get to actually talk about myself for once. But, like, come on, dog. Okay. I went to Walmart and I got these new pants, and then I left them in my car. Excuse me. And then we went and got an oil change. Yay! And then my drain plug apparently like pulled the thread out with it, and I was like, "What the frick?" But they were able to find something to fix it, so they did that, and I was like, "Okay, yay! Don't gotta worry about spending more money on this car that I am getting rid of soon, ish." And then we went to the Merleham Mall, and we saw Andy Goodman at his new shop, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Keep going.
Why are you looking like that?
Keep going.
Why are you looking like that?
I love you too much.
Why are you looking like that?
I love you too much to
Come
feel
on.
this way about you.
What?
Nothing. Keep going.
Okay. This guy over here is being weird. Look at him on the camera there. It's weird, all right? Anyways, yes, we did go to the Merleham Mall. We saw Andy at his new shop. Love that guy. We had a nice, good conversation
Love
with
him.
him. Isaac went and got a tenderloin sandwich while I was talking to Andy for a while.
Yeah, I thought I thought Made Right only made garbage, but they make tenderloins too. You did not pause your podcast.
Yeah, no, this makes me want to like actually just when he calls Made Right garbage, because like, yes, admittedly I don't like loose meat sandwiches, but Made Right specifically is something special. Okay. My grandparents used to take me to Made Right, like, and we would each get a sandwich, and they would give me the sandwich and the fries in this little car. It was like a cardboard car, and I loved the cardboard car more than anything else. I was like, this is the best part of this. Oh, I love it. Anyways, sidebar. But yeah, we went to the mall with my sister, and that was fun. Target didn't have my deodorant, and I was sad. And then, it got to be around 2:30, and that's when we left to go to the Wells Fargo Arena, soon to be renamed. to the Casey Center.
Yep.
And what was going on at the Wells Fargo Arena?
Really?
Yeah, what was going on there?
What was going on?
What was going on?
Chick-fil-A.
It was Winter Jam!
Chick-fil-A wasn't open. That wasn't what was going on.
It wasn't open?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
Well, I heard someone say it wasn't open. And then I saw someone with Chick-fil-A later. So, I don't know.
Huh?
It's fine. It does not pertain to
Chick-fil-A
anything.
is only closed on Sundays. What?
We're getting way too...
I'm just
Confused
confused.
about it.
Okay, I'm just confused. All right.
But yes, we split off in the front of Wells Fargo Arena. That was the last time we had hung out. At that point, I went to the south entrance. He stayed in line. I found my Pulse people inside.
You're what, people?
My Pulse people.
Okay, you're gonna say it. Okay.
Yes. Out of all my jobs, I'm pretty transparent about
Okay.
them. All right, I'm a good boy.
You
You
were wearing,
like to curse.
You were wearing
okay?
the hat earlier.
You like to curse.
You were wearing the hat earlier, and you kind of had a moment about that.
It's okay. I'm not gonna have James edit out my hat the whole entire time.
Yeah. Anyways,
But yeah, it's it was fun standing before anything happened for a couple hours.
he watched me from the window, like a bunch,
Yes, sir.
and he would record videos of me watching me.
Yes, I found a window that found him, and yeah, it was a cute little giggle, but yeah, it was just a lot of hurry up and wait until the concert
opened.
started, but it was good.
Did you guys get a bunch of signups?
Yes, we did.
How many?
As of like 9:30, we had like 140.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah, imagine if Scaldstone went there for a booth. Except for, win this T-shirt of ours is a lot less of a pull than free Chick-fil-A for a year.
Yeah, it is. Sad.
We need to get connected with a food place
Okay.
like Pep's Pizzeria. Free pizza for
Railroad
6 months.
bills.
I guess that is a real establishment, too.
And they like us. We made them a lot of money.
Yeah, even though I texted them last week and I have not heard anything yet.
That's sad.
It's fine. Their texts are automated, so it takes a bit for them to.
That makes sense.
It all looks like things have been replied to probably on their end, but yeah, it's
They should. They probably. We've got to find like an email or something.
yeah.
That might be better.
Yeah, or a
They probably
phone
have one
number.
on their
I prefer a
website.
phone number. Phone number is like instant.
Yeah, you should.
There.
We should probably
Bam.
check their website. See if they got anything on there.
Yeah. I'll make a phone call.
All right.
Call.
And yeah, we went to Winter Jam. Isaac was there working the Pulse booth because he loves them. Pulse is amazing.
Yes.
Love that crew. Although I'm pretty sure some people don't like me, but that's okay. I still like you. I love you.
Who at Pulse do you think dislikes you?
I didn't want to name any names.
I mean, I do complain about you.
I
at
do.
Pulse.
What? What?
It's usually for like stupid stuff like, bro, this man hates watermelon.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
Okay. Throwback to last week's episode. But yeah, we waited in line for a long time. This I'm not having a great time right now. Just so everyone knows, I didn't tell my sister until we got there what was happening.
Yeah, it was a surprise. Her
So-
first concert
Who was the lineup at Skillet this year?
at Skillet.
At Winter Jam this
Well,
year?
first of all, Skillet.
Yes.
was
They were the
the headliner.
headliner. Yep.
And my personal favorite, KB, was there.
KB, yep.
And we also saw Colton Dixon.
And Ann Wilson.
And the band table. And who else?
There was a couple pre-show
Macca
people that I
Tyler.
didn't really know.
Micah Tyler.
Who's that?
I think that's what his name was. Here, I'll look it up. Who the full lineup was?
Okay. But yeah, I had gotten my sister and me. Oh no, I dropped that.
What an athletic performance out of Jordan.
The Jam Nation, I'm gonna show it on this one. Platinum passes for me and my sister. They came with those badges that have our name on them, and these T-shirts that are pretty cool. So, fun fact: if you get the Jam Nation Platinum, you can go to any of their shows. And I don't know if you. Okay, so yeah, it'll let you go to any of their shows for any of the other shows for only $15 entry, with the full platinum perks. So, yeah, and that those were mailed to me at an earlier date. So we put on the shirts, we put on the passes, and we stood in line, and we got in eventually, and they told us where to sit, where to go. There was a artist Q&A before everything, before the the actual show happened. And that was fun. That was it was Colton Dixon, it was KB, it was the
You had a
band
Q&A
table.
with KB?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ask him anything?
No, I didn't stand up. We were kind of boxed in. I really hated our location, actually. Next time, I'm definitely going for a aisle spot, like without a doubt. I am too fat to be squeezing in front of people.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in that cramped of quarters, dude. Oh, it was not great.
Yeah. Does it motivate you to lose weight?
I mean, yeah. Yeah. You don't gonna be mean about it.
I'm not being.
I'm gonna be mean about it.
I'm asking. a question.
Okay. So yeah, that was we had the pre-show with the Q&A, and then they did some other artists. There's this college group that was there that they were like children.
You went full Swedish on me for a second.
Huh? Okay.
Sweden.
And then let's see. And then at some point I was able to finally get back up into the circle around the arena and get a chance to see Isaac at the booth. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, because I'm an attraction, baby.
He is. Look at him. Look at that fucking face.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fun. And then once the show started, we started, getting into our spots. There was a lot of standing. I didn't like the standing part. I don't want to do that again.
You can just sit.
I know, but like when everyone else is around you standing, and you're like literally everyone around you is standing, and you're just sitting there, you feel very obliged to stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not at church at worship. You're at a concert.
Some people would argue that you are at church at worship. As a matter of fact, that's what the guy said, at the show.
Yeah, you
He's
can.
like, we're going to turn this into a house of worship
Yeah, you
tonight.
can definitely treat it like that.
And I do treat it like that. I actually do. It is like, it really is to me a full-on church worship day. That's just an extra,
Good.
It's good. It is a great experience. I do
Good.
recommend anyone who is of faith to go to the show. It can definitely change people.
Yes, sir.
But there was also a few other points where I made my way up to Isaac during the show.
Yes, sir.
I think there's one in particular where I told Miracle to stay. It was, I think, when New Song, is it a New Song?
Yeah.
When they were playing. I respect them a lot for starting Winter Jam. They're cool. I just don't enjoy their music. So I just left Miracle there by herself, but not by herself. We had befriended the family that was in line in front of us. They're amazing. Love those guys. Would love to see them again.
Yes, sir.
They really helped me out with my anxiety of this whole event and stuff. It was great. It was good. They thought I was Miracle's dad, which is hilarious.
Daddy.
Yeah. Anyways, during their performance, I went up. I had a good patty. Excuse me. And I wanted to get food for me and Miracle. All right. But during that brief interim moment, I was able to speak to Isaac about some things.
What are we talking about?
Um,
Oh, what do we get? What do we get? What do we get?
Okay, shut
up. Colton
I'm
Dixon.
already over that now. I don't want to do that anymore.
We're doing it.
I don't want to do that anymore.
Well,
Please,
it's less
for the love of
annoying if
God,
John
no.
Cena's doing it. So, I mentioned to Jordan about half of Colton Dixon's booth is merch for like the only song that I really, really like of Colton Dixon, which is Build a Boat, which I had learned at the concert. It's actually the story of Noah's Ark. In my interpretation, it was, it's the big line that everybody knows from that song, which is, "I built a boat, so let it rain." From how I interpreted it, going back
For a
to
second there, I could actually hear you. You actually spoke into the microphone for once.
thanks.
You're welcome.
From how I interpreted it, is going back to grown men crying. Actually,
Really?
that song makes me cry if I'm in the right mood.
I'll admit I did not understand that one when I heard it for the first time at the show. Yeah, I don't know.
For how I took it in, without any research, was let's break down that line real quick. I built a boat, so let it rain. Meaning, I have developed a relationship with Jesus Christ, and because I have done so, I am prepared for the storm. I am prepared for the bad days. I am prepared for the bad news, ebbs, flows, thicks, thins of life, because I built a boat that is Jesus Christ in a relationship with him. That really hits, especially with my recent seasons of going through hard times. I know everything's going to be okay because of my faith in him. And that is really touching. And see, there's a lithograph that he had. Because, I wanted like a hoodie or a shirt that talked about the song, right? But that's expensive. That's expensive. I wasn't really in the money spending business.
It was a
night.
really nice looking hoodie, though. I
But,
saw it. That looked cool.
But, one of my favorite parts of Winter Jam is, a lot of those artists, they're not doing it for the money. They aren't. They're doing it to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Although, admittedly, a lot of Skillet's merch was very expensive. Very expensive.
Skillet's one of the very few that can get away with high prices.
Yeah.
But Colton Dixon had these lithographs that he
And
signed
granted, the signed photo was the same price as that.
for
so-
only $10.
That was no, that's right, because the other one was.
This lithograph was $10. What do we get? And it was cool. I'm okay with it not being a picture of Colton Dixon, to be honest, mainly because I love these anatomy boat pictures.
His pictures there.
You want to look at it?
He's right there.
I know. I said I'd prefer him not being in it
Oh, okay.
because he's covering the boat. I really like wall art that it dissects the anatomy of something.
You?
Like I've seen bicycles in that style. I actually just saw one of a skateboard at Hobby Lobby.
Well, is that the actual page from the Bible that details how to build a boat?
No, this is the lyrics.
Well, no, I mean like the diagrams and stuff.
There's visuals in the Bible about how to build a boat.
As far as I know, yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's a lot of extra things
That
in the
must
Bible.
be Bible Plus
I
and credits,
mean, I could.
But
Talk
yeah,
about that.
It was really special to me. But Jordan actually did a surprise purchase for me. I think he loves me or something. He's my best friend or something like that. Because he got me what I thought was cute. I was looking at it by myself when I checked out his booth earlier before the show. But I haven't gone through it. just yet. I feel like the first time I want to go through it is when I'm going through it with Tyrion, reading to Tyrion. But Colton Dixon made a children's book, and it's simply titled Build a Boat by Colton Dixon. And what's really, really cool is it was very meaningful when Jordan got this for me, but even more so when Colton Dixon was talking about it at the concert. Because apparently they had tried to order these before the tour, and they took a lot longer to get them in. And they actually got these children's books. Their first shipment came in just the day before. Winter Jam in Des Moines was on a Friday. These came in on the Thursday before. All right. So really special stuff. And as he was speaking, he's like, yeah, we only have like 30 left. And so apparently these were selling like hotcakes. And so these might be like Giga limited edition.
The ones that they showed off on the screen had a different cover.
Had a different cover, yes. So obviously they're planning on ordering more, but this very book was part of the very first shipment, and it was at the very first show that these were for sale at.
I'm surprised you didn't try to get him to sign it.
Well, I didn't see him afterward.
Well, do you remember when they were talking about the adopt a child thing, or sponsor a child thing?
Yeah.
You could have gotten his signature during that, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I will read the back, though.
From what I understand, he was at his booth during that brief
I saw him
moment.
at his booth before the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't say hi to him or anything. I walked by, and I came up to Chris. I was like, so Colton Dixon's at his booth, or there's a guy that looks exactly like Colton Dixon at his booth? Because the dude had a completely different hairstyle compared to when I last saw him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to read the back real quick. It says, based on the #1 chart-topping hit single, Gracie and Goldie have a dream to bring home a fluffy, jumpy, happy dog. Really? What a twist. And when their parents encouraged them to have faith like Noah, who God called to build an ark before the rain ever came, the sisters set out on a journey of believing before seeing. Gracie and Goldie work hard to prepare for their future pup, from bake sales to building a doghouse, even when others doubt. But their faith is tested as days turn into weeks and no dog in sight. Will they keep believing, or will doubt win? That's crazy.
Check the year.
2017. So you got a picture with him.
I got a picture of him.
Of him. Inspired by the RIAA certified gold hit song Build a Boat, this uplifting tale of faith, perseverance, and God's perfect timing reminds little readers sometimes the greatest blessings come from when we trust beyond what we can see. Colton Dixon first captured hearts as a finalist on American Idol. Really?
I think I did hear about that.
I
don't
did not know that about him. Cool. Launching a career that has made him a powerhouse in Christian music, his hit single, Build a Boat, became the longest-running #1 song of 2022, amassing over 100 million streams and inspiring listeners worldwide. With chart-topping albums, multiple Dove Awards, and performances on Good Morning America and at the White House, Colton Dixon's music continues to uplift and encourage people in their faith. He lives in Nashville, Tennessee, with his wife, Annie, and their twins, Dior and Athens, where they embrace family, faith, and the joy of storytelling through music and words. That's really special. I'm not going to go through it until I read it to Tyrion.
Okay.
Heck yeah. I'm going to put him to bed one day.
So he had an album called Anchor, and that was all right. And he also has an album called A Messenger.
And that was all right.
A Messenger is the one that I really liked. But that was when he was a lot more rock heavy. And that's why I don't really get down with some of his newer stuff. I don't know. It's not as much my genre anymore. Which I mean, that's fine. That's entirely fine.
I remember boothing for his merch booth.
Yeah.
I was volunteering about 4 Winter Jams ago now. Mm-hmm. And that was when his newest song at the time, I think, was "The Devil Is a Liar." Because there was about half of that was that.
He hasn't released a straight up album since
His
like,
merch has definitely gotten cooler since then.
2017.
Because I remember boothing there, and they said, "Yeah, you can take a free shirt." And I didn't know which one to choose because I didn't like any of them. I didn't know his music at the time. But, his song really touches me. And so I needed to get something.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I love you. Wow.
What did you get at Winter Jam, Jordan? I'm going to sit
I
back for
showed
about
off-
the next 20 minutes.
I showed off, the Jam Nation stuff already. Well, let's start with the Skillet stuff because I bought my sister like a bunch. I bought her the signed Skillet picture. I bought her the wristband. I bought her a hoodie because that was the one thing that she picked out. I had Isaac. I had Isaac. Isaac was like a G. You're not in frame right now, just so you know. At least not fully.
Well, you're the one talking.
It doesn't matter. All right? I want you to be in frame. Bitch.
Keep talking.
Anyways, Isaac was a real G during this whole event. I had I had him go snap a couple pictures of the Skillet booth while they were right before they were going to perform, just because I knew that they were going to be not super busy at that moment, right?
Yes.
And I had him send me those pictures, and I showed them to my sister. I said, "Look at all these. Pick out anything you want, and it's yours." And she picked out the hoodie, and she likes hoodies, so that works. And then I browsed for myself for a little bit because I had seen the fanny pack, like when I went and peeked at it myself for like 5 seconds when I went and got the Colton Dixon stuff. I was like, ooh, a fanny pack, okay. And this is a nice fanny pack, dude. This is like, holy cow. I'm gonna pass it over to Isaac.
Was it stretchy?
No, it's just like
It's just good.
incredibly dense and really thick material.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. I liked it a lot. I hadn't done that yet. You just ruined the experience for me. No, just kidding.
James, get me ruining it on camera.
And they had vinyls listed on their menu thing, but apparently they didn't have any more, which is understandable. Those sell really fast these days. Vinyl's kind of trendy. But I told Isaac to choose either a vinyl or get me either the vinyl or choose a hat. I didn't specify which one. I didn't specify either the beanie or the hat. I guess I said hat, so I guess that typically means hat. Either way, I got this hat. I actually really like it. It's kind of like under the radar. It's slick. Like, I don't know. Something about it actually, like, I really, really like it. But yeah, that's really cool. I like that a lot. And then I had these 2 $5 coupons that I got with the platinum passes. So I went to those were only usable on the actual Winter Jam merch booth. So I went and got this Winter Jam hat. Which this Winter Jam hat it's cool. It's cool. Like, it's like rubberized lettering, and it's like the same exact hat as my first ever Winter Jam hat. Like, my first ever Winter Jam hat. Because I went with my buddy Charlie, who I've mentioned before, and who has been on the podcast a couple times. Went with him, and he bought me this bright neon orange Winter Jam hat. And that was like the hat I wore for like 2 years. I wore it every day. All right. And this is very much so the exact same style of hat. Same squishy front, different logo, obviously, but like everything about it's like exactly the same. And I'm actually really happy about that. I like that a lot. It's like before and after, or like, you know. But that hat is like 10 years old, the orange one. And then I also bought this wristband that says Winter Jam. I'll probably never wear it, but it's all right. It's
Why?
what?
Why would you never wear it?
It's too thick and too small.
I get it.
I don't like the thick ones
I'm not that big of a fan of the
unless
thicker
it's
ones
in
too.
my women. Oh, wrong one. And then I also got these drumsticks. I got them really just because I thought they had a neat design on them. Like, look at it. It says Winter Jam, and it's got a design. They're kind of sticky though. I don't know how to, because they're drumsticks. No, but they're actually texturally sticky, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like,
Your hands are just clammy.
oh, shut up! I'm gonna
They're not sticky.
right on the. Isaac knows exactly what to say to make me self-conscious.
The only parts where it's sticky is where there's moisture in my hand.
Okay.
The stickiness will get better over time.
Really?
Yes. Yes, it will.
Um,
I'm using your fanny pack as a chain right now.
a chain?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Can I have it back?
No. Okay. Okay. All right. There you go. Yep. There you go.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, but that was pretty much all I got during the thing. I would love to show off my sister's stuff. She's got the cool stuff, but she's got it and I don't. But yeah, this Winter Jam was truly special. Of the 3 Skillet performances I've seen, this has got to be probably the best.
Of the 2 Skillet performances I've seen, I saw half of it, but there was cooler moments.
Yeah, specifically ones that you have photographed.
Yeah. So I got 2 more short stories to tell, and then that's basically it. But actually, no, 3 short stories to tell. I loved working for Pulse this year because, honestly, all they really wanted me to do was be a videographer for the day, which done, right? I recorded the Pulse segment on stage. I did not want to be on stage for some reason. Everything that they wanted me to do, Pulse related and Winter Jam related, there's just some anxiety in my heart over it, and I'm just glad that I was
Well, I know
definitely
why.
not on stage this year.
I know why you've got anxiety for that, but we don't need it.
But anyways, I just gotta say that this year was tenfold, just about perfect. I came and watched the concert for just a few parts that I wanted to, and then some, right? Because it's like Chris was like, "Hey, go videotape this." Why? You're on the clock, right? I mean, yeah, but why would I do that? He's like, "It's for socials." And in my head, I'm like, we've never recorded concerts for socials, but it's I guess, sure. Yeah, fine. I can't complain. I love videotaping, right? And I get done after Colton Dixon's concert. I get back up. There's the Pulse booth is 100% broken down, torn down, not to be seen again, packed into the van, ready to go. So I didn't have to do teardown, which was pretty nice. Okay, I'll tell you what. If I don't have to do setup and tear down, I'm a happy camper because that's all that I do over at my other job until they actually have me audio tech. For the love of Christ, please have me audio tech. I would love to do more of that, please.
I gotta poop.
Yeah? Can you hold it for 20
I'm
more
trying.
minutes? But yeah, that was one story done. The other story is that on a freaking whim, I go to try to find and locate Jordan because this entire time he's like, I saw you for a second. I saw you.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't. He doesn't find me.
I don't find him.
He walked right
'cause,
past me like 3 times.
There was so many times where I was on the floor doing videography stuff for the radio station. And yeah, I saw you. And I tried to use the freaking photos that he keeps sending me, but they're from basically different perspectives, from my perspective, different perspectives, right? Because he's zooming in and crap, and I don't know how much they're zoomed in and stuff. And yeah, he tells me he's on the 4th row, so I never freaking found
I think
him.
it was like actually the 7th, like I said, but like
Still, real up close. I wasn't looking up close. Anyways, I come down to the floor for the final time of the night. And security's like, whoa, 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 you can't come down here. And I was getting a little confused because they had let me come down to the floor all night. I didn't know if they were actually starting to enforce those bans, those floor bans. But, you know, I was super close to being like, no, I'm part of a radio station. I've been down here a few times. I didn't say any of that. I was mostly confused. I think she was trying to tell me something, but Skillet was just way too loud. Right? And then all of a sudden, a giant platform comes into my peripherals, and it was almost like a jump scare because I had no clue what was going on. I was not paying attention to what was going on at the concert. But yeah, a giant platform with Jen Ledger from Skillet on wheels just comes passing by. And I don't know how I did this. I'm not the best photo sniper, but I get her. I get a picture of her all of a sudden, and it's one of the best photos I've ever taken at a concert.
what side of the stage was that on?
So when people say stage left or stage right, is that from the audience
I don't
perspective?
know, but from my perspective, looking at the stage,
That was on stage right.
so that's where she started. Okay.
Yep. But yeah, Jen Ledger's jump scare. That security guard saved me from being crushed by a platform that Jen Ledger was on. Tell you what, that was fun. That's a fun tell. And then even better, I see John Cooper is also on a platform coming my direction. Now I got a little bit of prep time for this one, right? So I bump out the video camera. Maybe I'll, capture a still of
I
me
still haven't
high-fiving
seen that
him.
one.
I high-fived him.
I
sent you the
haven't
video.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't remember
I said,
that.
"Here's John Cooper," but it's a video.
I didn't.
You didn't watch it.
No, it didn't download.
See, I videotaped most of the night in cinematic mode, and those are a lot bigger to transfer. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I've been on and off big Skillet fan over the years. Skillet's always got good music. I like old Skillet more than new Skillet, really.
There it is.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Do I play it?
No. But yeah, what do you think of that? Good sir?
It's cool.
Yeah.
He's a great guy,
I can tell.
He's also like a huge nerd, and I love it.
Is he?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I came down to try to come find him at the perfect time because I've been really close to the action with this last
God
concert.
wanted you there.
With this last concert and this last wrestling show, I was, real close.
I've been feeling God's presence a lot lately. I will admit that.
That's awesome, man.
It's kind of crazy.
It always is.
I think he's trying to get a message across to me.
Yeah. Isn't he always,
Yeah.
But, yeah. I've come into the habit of needing to remind myself of how blessed I am these days, despite not having a car and despite not making enough money to make things work sometimes. But given this past few days, I'm doing things that 10-year-old me could only dream of. Oh, high-fiving Skillet? That's cool. Oh, being right there when wrestlers are beating the crap out of each other a foot away from me? 9-year-old Isaac would have crapped his pants. Like, we're we're just doing things out here, Jordan, that is like crazy to who we were as children.
Yeah.
Just because like we came from, I'm gonna say it, nothing. We came from not a lot. You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's in nothing. We're not putting anything on our parents. Our parents were great where they were great. And still are. And honestly, only getting better as parents, to be honest. But, you know, they made things work with what they had. And I owe my mom and dad everything. But as a kid, of course, with limited money, there was a number of things that we could only dream of. And we're just doing that now.
Yeah.
And it's really, really, really cool. And I hope to bring forth tenfold those opportunities for my children. You ever have to like sit back and recognize how actually blessed you are?
Yeah.
I think it's really special
Sometimes,
that
yeah.
we do what we do, and we can say the things that we've done have
Yeah.
been done.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You said you had one more story?
I
after
do
that?
have one more story. Probably one of the cooler stories of the night.
Really?
At least for me.
Really?
Yes.
You've told some pretty crazy stories, my guy.
This guy named Cliff from the band table. Oh yeah, I never went over the full
Roster.
roster. It started with We Are Vessel. Then the second showing was the band table. Then it was See You Worship, and then Micah Tyler, New Song, Colton Dixon, KB, Ann Wilson, and Skillet. But yeah, the band table have a pretty cool story. Apparently, they all started out as writers, and they went to this one writers guild or something. It was some workshop or something, and they had been writing songs for so long, trying to get picked up by a band, and they had collectively at some point decided, excuse me, that these lyrics, these stories, these songs are too important to stay as just in writing. And so they decided to become a band themselves and perform these songs that mean a lot to them. And honestly, that was enough for me. Like that was a really cool
I
story.
get it now. The band table.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Because, like, the writer's table, the band table.
Yeah.
They were writers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only reason why I recognized Cliff is because of his hooded vest that he was wearing.
Yeah, I actually had that same thought when I saw him on stage. It's like, this guy's wearing Isaac's fit.
I love my hooded vest. It's over there in that gaming chair buried. But I recognized him from when he went to the Pulse booth. And this was after we announced that we had free Chick-fil-A, right?
Yeah,
He kind of came around. He's like, so I've heard.
so I've heard.
And I'm like, yeah, man, of course. You could sign up here and all this. And he introduced himself to me, and I was like, yeah, I saw you from the stage. That's pretty cool. And I was like, hey, there's a catch with you, though. So you signed up for our free Chick-fil-A. How about you show me how to sign up for your free guitar that they're giving away? He's like, yeah, come follow me. And so that's when he tells me the story, walking to the booth of how they became a band, right? And he's like, so how we do it is everybody gets a ticket for every $10 spent at our booth. And he's like, which is something you're not going to do. I'm the boss, so I can do that. Pick a shirt, and we'll give you tickets. Really? And so, yeah, Cliff, you're a real one, brother. I got this shirt. What's that say, Jordan?
I can't see the top of the first word. The promise is the fall of Jericho, the band table.
Yes, sir. Cliff Preston, you a real one. The band table band, y'all are cool too. Yeah, just thank you for a real cool experience. I hope I see you again, right? And the best part was that their music wasn't bad at all. You know, I mostly watched them because I had to be there to what is this? Oh gosh, it's Gail Lewis. I've been active in these streets. Huh. All right. You know what's crazy? This exact month I thought about her again.
Really?
Yeah. We need to find her.
We need to find her.
That would be one of the easiest podcast episodes for minor celebrities to get. You feel me?
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, shout out to Cliff for hooking me up and being such a real, genuine, cool guy. And yeah, I just appreciate you, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you, Cliff.
Thank you,
I
Cliff.
appreciate you.
Hashtag thank you, Cliff. And that's basically everything I got to say about it.
Everything. Everything.
Yeah. What's
All
the
right.
question of this episode? What was the first concert you went to?
No.
Okay.
Because I think didn't we ask that already?
I don't know.
Pretty sure we did. Do you have a heartfelt celebrity moment? Like a moment where you were in the presence of a celebrity, whether it be meeting them at a signing or at a concert or something like that, where like it meant a lot to you and it was a true experience that you'll never forget. Like for me, it was this Christopher Lloyd one, or like my first concert. I think my first concert was that Darius Rucker one. Yeah, I went to with my dad. That was special. Crazy things were going on. A lot of drunk women, but you know, it was like 2012 or probably even early 2010 in Davenport. Yeah, there was some crazy stuff going on. Mississippi Valley Fair. I think so. I wonder if they still do that. What you doing?
I'm writing out the questions.
Oh, okay. Hey Jordan, say something funny. So if you check out the last episode, there's a lot of funny moments on that because I had my mom and Simon were both on that. It was crazy, and they're both really funny. My mom doesn't get to see me in my natural environment very often, and yeah, it's always a fun experience.
Well, I don't know if you were in the room for when she asked this.
She's like, "Are you always like this?"
Yeah, do y'all act like this all the time?
She asks that a lot,
Really?
actually, and I'm like, "Yes, Mom."
I wonder what she, like, thinks of when she's asking that.
She thinks we're fucking crazy.
Does she?
But I've already told her that she is incredibly out of touch with this generation.
I think I'm going to schedule this because it's midnight right now.
Because, like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to kill myself. And then she's like, don't say that. I'm like, Mom, we don't mean it. That's just how our generation talks. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Oh, shoot, I posted that on the podcast Facebook.
That's okay.
Ah, how about that? James Ward answered the trees question just now, 33 minutes ago.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
we're gonna read that. We're gonna read that from Answers, baby.
That's funny because
Let's go.
I know why he answered it just now. Because he just finished editing the Sime episode.
Hell yeah, James
Way to
Ward.
go, James, for answering the question that we already talked about.
He says, I don't remember the brand, but I had a bourbon bacon white cheddar from Hy-Vee. Heck yeah, brother. He probably knows the answer to that one because he goes to Hy-Vee a lot. He's a Hy-Vee connoisseur.
I am, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to call it?
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram, isaac.w.joseph. Find him at Jordan Van Cleve, or both of us at it's.justjordan on TikTok, or me, it's.justisaac on TikTok. But, we would prefer you follow us on our podcast socials as well. Anything under Scald Stone, anything under Too Many Words Podcast, you could probably find us there. So subscribe, like, share, whatever you can, whatever you want, whatever you think we deserve, whatever you think we've earned. Thank you tenfold.
I'm watching him upload the next episode, 136.
Man, there's really just something about you that loves surveillancing people.
Yeah. Well, I was checking to see if it was already uploaded because I wanted to check it out. And his formatting is definitely not the same as mine.
He labels audio very weird.
He labeled the video Too Many Words, season 14, episode 6.
Yeah, we'll
I mean, hey, that's entirely his own thing. As long as we know which one it is, it's fine.
Yeah.
Every editor has their own processes and different ways of doing things.
Very much so. So, Jordan, who or what do you dedicate this podcast episode out to?
This podcast episode goes out to, I think, my Van Cleve grandparents. Because I think it's thanks to them that I first saw Back to the Future. And I was able to experience it. And it quickly became one of my favorite movies.
So,
If I remember. Yeah, because I had first seen the first one with them. They had it on VHS, I think. But I'm actually, this just came to me. The first time I had actually seen all of them all the way through was when I lived in Perry for 3 months, 2 months, one of the two. And they were doing a marathon of them. And I was able to, I watched all 3 of them. It was great. That was the first time I had fully experienced them. It was amazing. Wow. Can't believe I forgot that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But yes, this podcast episode goes out to them.
Let's see. This whole time I've been wondering who I can dedicate it to because so much has happened. Man. Shoot. So many. So many things. I'm going to dedicate this to Rich Swann, the pro wrestler. My coworker who dropped me off at the show. This one goes out to Cliff Preston, the guy who hooked me up with this t-shirt that I'm wearing on my back right now. This show goes out to...
It's a lot of dedications.
Yep, my Nana and Papa. They I was almost required to go on this trip to California.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm starting to really think that I'm like some sort of emotional support for my Papa.
Absolutely. I could totally do that. Yeah.
He became an orphan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we hurry this up a little bit?
Yeah. So yeah, I dedicate this episode to my Papa, Cliff Preston, my coworker who dropped me off, and Rich Swann. Ding.
I didn't know swans could be rich.
That one. He'll even tell you he's probably not rich though. He's cool though. He's humble.
Amen on 3.
Amen on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Amen.